Okay, we're live. I'm gonna get straight into it. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna give you a full tour of what we've done here on the farm that we've acquired about 15 months ago. All right, so everything that you see here has been done pretty much within the last 12 months on the journey to becoming as self-sufficient as possible. Let's do it. There's the main tree crop, and then I've got chilies, gingers, I've got some bananas, which I'm not happy about, but we can talk about that in a later video. Tree crop 3.5 meters apart. This is a lady finger bunch of bananas. I need to cut that down and take it home. I'll do that now actually. There you go. Should be bananas for a while. This is a variety called lady finger banana, which I've never actually seen any ladies' fingers that look like this, but that's another story. So just walking along the edge of this paddock and this scrub line. So this scrub here pretty much drops straight off, like it's about 5 to 8 meters wide in certain parts, and then it goes down to a freshwater creek, the upper reaches of it, which is permanently running. Massively fortunate to have that on the property. Having a freshwater source to me is freshwater's liquid gold essentially. Bit of a walkway down to where the creek is. I'll take you down to the creek to have a quick look. Mushroom has emerged with all this rainy weather. Have a go at that thing. But that is not edible, and it would probably make you incredibly sick. All right, so walking down the bottom here, there is quite a lot of rainforest, and I've planted in certain areas some different fruiting trees. So that's a durian, got a jackfruit, a Pulasan, which is in the Nephilium family, cousin to a rambutan. If I'm talking gibberish to you, don't worry, I'll explain in further episodes. Gee, I don't know, 30, 40 different species of fruit trees, different varieties of fruit trees. It can be a whole nother episode on learning about different tropical and exotic fruits and produce. So yeah, down here is, I guess, a spare block. I'm considering fencing this off to put animals in, like cattle or buffalo or goats. That needs to be burnt, so we'll do a bonfire one afternoon. That'll be fun. A couple of quieties. But this here is the freshwater creek, which is great for swimming. You can drink it as well. And this causeway here I use to drive down, across, and you can drive over to the other side of the property, which I'll take a walk around in a sec. But very peaceful. Probably one of the greatest things about this waterway is the rest of the property had been used for cane farm and cattle, and it also previously been logged for timber, like much of this area. So the rainforest that's growing along the edge of this freshwater stream acts as a wildlife corridor. So you get cassowaries, frogmouth owls, lots of different varieties of kingfishers, you get possums, all sorts of different native wildlife that moves up and down this creek between national parks and the coast. So yeah, really, really beautiful, and something that I'm encouraging by doing re-veg, yeah, with native trees along the creek banks to hold the creeks. Yeah, there's a freshwater creek. Stoked, so stoked. Also, this space that we walked past before where that big burn pile is, like, just get a gauge of the size of it there. You could probably put a house, I don't know what it is, maybe half an acre, third of an acre. What do you think I should put there? Do you think I should just fence it off and do cattle? Should I put a tiny home there? Should I build a tree house? What should I do? All right, so fence all this section off here and run cattle or buffalo, because you'll see at the end, I'll introduce you to the buffalo. We've got some water buffalo here. Yeah, putting livestock through here, fence along here, and then this section is solely for produce. So here behind me is 7 rows. So this row here is intercropped at the moment with heliconias and abius, which an abiu is yellow with a white flesh, otherwise known as the cream caramel fruit. What is it? I think 5 meter spacings between the rows, just so I can allow for good airflow and light interception and let the trees grow out that bit bigger. Yeah, so this row's got chilies, pawpaw, and soursops, which are from South America as well. These got rambutans from Southeast Asia, different varieties of rambutans. This next one will have different types of garcinias, which I can talk about garcinias another time. So mangostines, and yeah, another durian row, and then I'll do a couple of rows down there along our boundary line of, yeah, what I like to call a fruit salad row. Yeah, so 2 fruit salad rows will end up going here. Tractor and slasher needs new brakes, but yeah, needs a bit of a cleanup, as you can see. I've got some native trees planted along the front. The reason I chose this area here for produce was because it's on, I don't know, maybe a 3 or 4% gradient, which is optimal for drainage. And the soil here is really rich, really chocolatey, really red. Probably the best out of the property in the way of area for fruit trees. All right, along this fence line, I've planted granadilla. Granadilla is basically like a pawpaw and a passion fruit had a baby. It's not quite ripe yet, but that's what the flower looks like. They're an insanely beautiful flower. This one's fallen off, but geez, it smells so good. Yeah, there's quite a few have formed, which is exciting, but there's a little fruit spotting bug that wants to hit them all the time. Look at that thing. Oh, another one down here. Holy! Look at that thing. It's like a basketball. I've been saving this moment just to show you this purple dragon fruit. It's probably 2 months out of season, but during winter they can just sit there. Unfortunately, no birds or big insects have got into it. Have a go at that fruit. Oh my God. For any of you that have tried dragon fruit and you've just tried it once and you've gone, oh, this is just a bit dull, it's a bit bland, I don't really like it. Let me just say now, not all dragon fruit are created equally. Give it another shot because there's so many different, far out, this is juicy, look at that. There's so many different varieties of dragon fruit. Now this is a pretty deep, intense purple. And let's see if it tastes any good. I predict hell yeah. My whole beard is gonna be purple. Such an easy one to grow as well, the dragon fruit. Well, that's really nice. Let's keep moving. We've got a veggie patch behind me here. So the veggie patch is, as always, intercropped with other things. So I've got different varieties of lettuce. I've got marigolds and other flowers. I've got rocket, which is pretty sacrificial, fortunately, because it's bloody bitter, but meant to be really good for you. Ooh. And yeah, the lettuce has just been growing wild. Like, as you can see, I came through and picked a big box of greens yesterday. And there's just still so many. This was planted, I think, what would it have been, 6 weeks ago? And it just keeps pumping out greens, so many greens. Here in raised, what are these, 20-litre pots? I've got different types of basil, I've got dill, got a little bit of shallots, I've got lemongrass shaded under this jackfruit tree. Here I've got some struggling tomatoes and eggplants, and I've got a voluntary, very vigorous pumpkin. By voluntary, I mean I literally didn't plant this, I just threw some scraps up here, and then pumpkins everywhere, bang. Growing out here. Oh, here's a nice one. Different varieties of citrus in here, which I'm going to prune and maintain. Classic citruses, your lime, your mandarin, your orange, your lemon, and grapefruit. Pretty sure that's all of them. Over here we've got potting mix for the greenhouse. Oh geez, I've got the greenhouse locked up at the moment because I've just been away for the week, but hello plants. Yeah, can give you a greenhouse tour another time if you want, but basically just a small greenhouse to raise up the seedlings. And let's go over to the other side and check out the animals. This is generally what the car looks like. Pawpaw, half-eaten dragon fruit, bananas, secateurs, more pawpaws. About 30 acres fenced here. We're running about 18 cows and what do we got? 7 buffaloes, 6 cows. Yeah, so we got water buffaloes, we got cows, we got chickens, but I got some footage the other day of the cattle and the buffalo, so let's roll into that now. A couple of jobs here with the cattle, and we have got them well addicted to black cocaine, all right, otherwise known as molasses, a byproduct of sugarcane to it. We're giving them some. It's a great way to get them into the yard. The downside is we've literally got them to the point now where they will try and trample us. Oh geez, hey, hello. All the calves are hanging around the chooks. These little girls are probably, what age? 5 weeks? 6 weeks old? So I'll have to do a video that's dedicated completely to the buffalo because they're a pretty cool animal. And what I'll say for now is that it's been one hell of a journey. Outside of that, I could just yarn you about all the different, the specifics of each different thing that we're doing, such as how we've set up the yards and how I've set up that, the chicken temple where they're just pumping eggs out like half a dozen a day, which is awesome. But I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Whatever questions you have, let me know, and there will be more videos on how this place develops in time. Behind me here is one of the special features. Behind me is this huge big shed, and this shed is a family business. It's called The Pocket, but it also does the best coffees and the best chais on this highway, the Bruce Highway here in northeastern Queensland in Australia. So if you're ever coming past, please stop in, say good day to the crew. But yeah, generally one of our family are around, so please stop in. It's called The Pocket Cafe in Alarish. There it is, the chicken temple. Repurposed cane trailer, and we just used all recycled material to build that together. If you see this, Justin, thank you very much. You're a bloody legend. He put it all together. These cows are just so tame. They've got the best temperament. Whenever they see you over at the fence, they just come all walking in thinking they're going to get a feed of molasses. Look, they're all coming in, even from out there. Hey, Mum. Where you going? Look, they've all got that accustomed to getting fed, but the chickens think it's feed time, and all the cows think it's feed time for the second time this morning. You've got so much grass, just eat the grass. So that's the rundown for now. Subscribe if you want to come on this journey and yeah, just see what we're gonna develop and create this space into. I'm bloody excited for it. I'm super curious and passionate about growing your own produce and being as self-sufficient as possible, and hopefully as well not only be able to film what I'm doing here, but in other parts of the world to see what other places, cultures and environments are doing to be as self-sufficient as they can in this beautiful yet crazy world that we live in. See you next time. Bang.